I saw her last night. She was standing at the edge of the village, near the old mango tree, wearing the same white dress she was buried in. Her face was pale, her eyes is dark and hollow. She didn't move, didn't speak, just stood there watching. When I blinked, she was gone. My name is Chizoba. I live in a small village in eastern Nigeria. This is the story of Ada, the girl nobody believed in, the girl who never believed in herself. Ada was the last daughter in a family of 5. From the moment she was born, she was different. She was quiet, always lost in thought, always alone. Her father was a street man, often told her, "You are useless. A woman should be strong, hardworking, and wise. You are none of these." Her mother was no better. "Look at your sisters," she would say. "They can cook, they can trade. They will marry well. What about you?" Her siblings laughed at her. Ada the dreamer, they called her. Always thinking, never doing. She tried to prove herself. She helped on the farm. She cooked. She fetched water, but nothing was ever good enough. If she made a mistake, even a small one, she was reminded that she was worthless. So she stopped trying. She started believing them. One night, something changed. Ada started hearing whispers. At first, she thought it was her imagination, but the voices grew louder. They spoke to her when she was alone, in the kitchen, in the farm, even when she slept. "You don't belong here," they voiced softly. "You are nothing." At first, she ignored them, but the whispers became constant, filling every moment of her life. She was afraid. She told her mother. Her mother scoffed. "You want attention, go and fetch water instead." She told her father. He shook his head. "You are lazy. Now you are also mad." So she stopped telling anyone. But the voices didn't stop. One day, Ada didn't come out of her room. Her mother banged on the door. "Lazy girl, wake up." No answer. When they forced the door open, Ada was sitting in a corner, staring at the wall. Her eyes were empty, her lips dry. "I don't want to be here anymore," she whispered. Her father sighed in frustration. "Then go." So she did. That night, she walked into the forest. She didn't come back. The villagers searched for her. Days passed, then weeks. No sign of Ada. People whispered. Some said she had run away. Some said she had been taken by spirits. Others said she had finally gone mad. Her family acted like they didn't care. She was weak, her father said. She wouldn't have survived anyway. Life continued until the knocking started. 1 month after Ada disappeared, her mother heard a knock at the door. 3 slow knocks. It was midnight. She opened the door. No one was there, just the dark. But when she turned around, moody footprints read from the door to Ada's room. The next night, the knocking came again. 3 slow knocks. This time, the whole family heard it. They waited, listening. The air felt heavy. Then they heard her voice. "Why didn't you look for me?" The voice was soft, sad, but it came from inside the house. They rushed to Ada's room. The bed was neatly made. Untouched, the walls had scratches. Deep, wrong scratches, as if someone had been trying to crawl their way out. Her father turned pale. "This is nonsense," he muttered. "She is gone," but Ada wasn't gone. The family couldn't sleep. The knocking came every night. Sometimes they heard her voice. Other times they saw shadows moving through the house. The air was always cold. even when the sun was not hot. One night, her eldest sister woke up screaming. She was here, she cried. She was standing by my bed, watching me. Nobody believed her until their mother saw her too. Then their father. One by one, they all saw her standing in the corner of their rooms, watching silent. Her mother begged the village elders for help. Please, drive her away, she cried. The elders gathered. They burned incense. They chanted prayers. They poured libations. But Ada did not leave. She stayed and she waited. One morning, the villagers heard screams from Ada's house. When they rushed in, they found the family huddled in a corner, trembling. Their father, the once strong man, was on the floor, crying. She spoke to me, he whispered. She asked me why I never believed in her. The house was empty after that. The family left the village, never to return. But Ada is still here. Some nights, if you walk past the abandoned house, you might hear it. 3 slow knocks. And if you listen closely, you might hear her whisper, "Why didn't you believe in me?" Last night, I heard the knocking again. 3 slow knocks on my door. I didn't open it. But this morning, when I stepped outside, they were footprints leading to my window. Small bare footprints. And in the dust on the glass, someone had written one word: believe.